This was one of my most requested perfume reviews. But Do Son comes in two versions, Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum. So I thought, why choose? Why not review them side by side? Dive a little deeper and find out exactly how they differ. This time I had deliberately done no homework. I hadn't read the official story or looked up the notes. I only had a very faint memory from smelling Do Son years ago, and I remember that it was a floral perfume, and that's it. And you know what? This experiment was so much fun. My nose picked up the marine quality and transformed it into umbrellas and puddles. I even thought I smelled the softest hint of orange soda. And yes, as I later learned, an orange blossom accord was indeed present. I even painted a starry night for one of the perfumes, only to discover afterwards that this was part of the official idea too. Perfumer Fabrice Pellegrin and Yves Coislon, one of Diptyque's founders, created Do Son around the memory of summers spent in Do Son, a coastal village in Vietnam's Ha Long Bay. In simple terms, they wanted to combine white flowers, tuberose, jasmine, and ylang-ylang with the impression of a sea breeze. 8 years later, Eau de Parfum was released. But this time, the idea was a fuller tuberose, white flowers after the sun goes down. But before I knew all of that, I had already drawn my very first impression. What if Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum were people? What would they look like? But first, let me refill my white gouache paint. I'll start with Eau de Parfum version of Do Son. This perfume is all about white flowers with just a touch of green. I could easily imagine it on a bride who absolutely loves a white floral perfume. It's elegant and innocent, but secretly just a little bit sexy. Hence, the red heels hiding underneath the dress. There's one particular molecule completely absent from the Eau de Toilette version that gives the Eau de Parfum version that extra little wing. And no, her dress isn't moldy. It's a very contemporary gradient effect. I had to sneak in that green somewhere. On the other hand, Eau de Toilette is much greener. Completely innocent, no suspicious red heels here. Instead, I imagine a younger girl in a short spring dress. She brought her umbrella too. Eau de Toilette version smells a little bit like rain, like fresh wet leaves. Her dress is entirely green, scattered with tiny white flowers. I wanted the clothes to show the balance I smell in each perfume. Eau de Toilette is mostly green with flowers peeking through, while Eau de Parfum is much more floral, hence the almost entirely white dress. During my testing, a single spritz on my wrist lasted no longer than 3 hours. So if you want either of these perfumes to become a little more present, I'd say at least 3 sprays would be ideal. To sum everything up, Eau de Toilette has a soft hint of rain, is more green and more youthful. Eau de Parfum smells a bit more like evening elegance, still green, but less than Eau de Toilette, and has that very well hidden, tiny, sexy aspect. After finishing the artwork, I posted it on my Instagram stories, hid the name, and asked if anyone could guess what I have just painted. And someone actually got it right. And then I thought to myself, I have to draw 2 landscapes for my second impression, because eau de toilette and eau de parfum really do feel like the same place, just different time of the year and different time of the day. I made a few sketches of the scene I had in mind. It had to include a lush bush and a bench. The one in the lower left corner felt just right. What came next took me a few tries to figure out. I wanted to create exactly the right background and mood for both perfumes. Do Son Eau de Toilette had to feel like a clear spring morning just after rain, with only a tiny bit of sun peeking through. And Eau de Parfum, I wanted it to feel like a hot, dense summer evening. So I tried gouache, I tried inks, I tried working from top to bottom, bottom to top, basically every direction available to me, until I finally settled on something that felt right. To me, Eau de Toilette smells like lush bushes covered in white spring flowers. The rain has just stopped and the atmosphere is almost surreal, almost misty, as if the puddles themselves are evaporating into the air. I smell young leaves, fresh rain, and, most importantly, white flowers only just beginning to bloom. There's also one funny little detail, and it's the main reason I added a bench to the painting. I smell the softest hint of oranges, orange soda to be exact. I only noticed this orange soda impression on certain days under very specific conditions during my wear test. Now let's transfer the same bench into the world of Do Son Eau de Parfum. I wanted it to feel like exactly the same place, only at a different time. Imagine that a few months have passed since that rainy spring morning. It's now summertime and the evening is hot and dense. The leaves are no longer quite so green. They've retreated into the background, making space for the rich, white blossoms now blooming in full force. Now to answer the question everyone is secretly wondering about. Does the Eau de Parfum version last longer? On my skin, Eau de Parfum lasted perhaps an hour longer. On blotters, they both lasted almost exactly the same amount of time. And after many hours, they actually became quite hard to tell apart. So for me, concentration wasn't really the deciding factor. I'd choose between them based on what happens on your skin and whether you prefer the fresher, greener version or the more sultry one. Oh, and the bench? Yes, I drew a bouquet of roses someone had forgotten there, just to represent that little deep and sexy and red touch the Eau de Parfum version has. Thank you so much for joining me on this review. Doing it backwards was genuinely fun. Smelling first and researching afterwards, with nothing there to influence my visual decisions. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Bye.